the filmmaking I'm engaging in, it is very kind of like punk filmmaking. I'm kind of doing things that I'm kind of throwing some risks out there. It's really about taking risks, filmmaking, especially independent filmmaking. It's about taking a risk. I mean, I guess it's what I'm kind of thinking when I look at screen when I'm on the shoot. I'm kind of thinking of like, I'm focusing on the action, but at the same time, I'm kind of when every scene cuts, I'm kind of thinking about like, oh my God, finally, like this manifestation of like hundreds of hours of work to like make this happen. And it's just like a huge relief. Like that to me is like getting to that point is like amazing. It was more, I'm like a facilitator for all the people who are working on set. I feel like that's more of my role as a director. I could give acting directions, but that's still something I kind of like inexperienced with and need to experiment more in the future with doing like narrative things instead of like just music videos or documentaries. But the way I view it as it exists now, as my experience, is that it's more of just putting together all the pieces of the crew, all the people on the crew, to who are really good at what they do, and being accommodating to whatever they need. And it's like really about just being kind of like, I don't know, it's weird to even think of it as being a leader because I'm not setting up the camera, I'm not pulling focus, I'm not setting up the lights or blacking out the windows. It's without those people there, I would have not have known in the first place to do those things. It was weird, I guess, as a kid growing up. I was very interested in films and movie making, but then I really got into music when I was like 16 years old in high school, like underground DIY music, mostly revolving around like hardcore and punk. I had more affinity towards music, so I got involved in the music industry. I started doing shows and whatnot when I was in high school, and really started just out doing like house shows, and then eventually started doing stuff in bigger rooms, like in teen centers, with my good friend Britton Billick, who still does stuff. He's out with Megan Trainor right now as her tour manager. But anyways, we kind of like teamed up and did like something like 75 shows over the course of like 2.5, 3 years. I worked internships in the New York City at record labels, management companies, and then went out on tour managed bands. I worked at a management company for a little bit, and then kind of got sick of it. Kind of maybe a little disillusioned. The entertainment industry is really tough, and it can be really scary. And so after that TAing thing, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really try to make movies. Like I don't really know how to, but it's been a passion of mine, and I have this money where I can invest in gear, so why not? I just felt like I had like this natural, like I had like kind of gravitated towards it. I feel like it's just like kind of natural, innate in me. I don't know, I just like making things, but I like the process of making things. It's not just like, oh, I have this grand vision. I actually enjoy the process, even though it's really stressful and anxiety inducing. Running around and having no time for anything or anyone, and like barely scraping by in your other endeavors. But it's always such an amazing feeling when you could create something or help other people create something. I think that's kind of what the basis of it is. So this whole kind of movie thing is kind of interrelated with me being in the music industry and doing those things. So now, um, it's not like that big of a leap. I don't know. It's just very strange. It just feels like, again, I just feel like I think maybe it's from being so involved in music for such a big part of my life. I just kind of have this rhythmic attitude. I'm just excited for the future. Uh, I think I'm just excited for the future in the sense of like, I've kind of found something that I really want to be passionate about and really put my heart and soul into. And I think that's what really matters is in anything is just having the ability to find something that you're really, really passionate about. And I feel like I've kind of won the lottery in that to that extent. It doesn't come with hard, the lottery, winning this lottery doesn't come without hard work, but also it really does come with a sense of luck. And I feel like I've kind of lucked out at this point, and I'm hoping that I still got some of that luck left.